Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to RVD Radio.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Contaminator! Contaminator! Man assassinator! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Again, got straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! You get down to straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I will fly high! 5-star cross black! You can't stop me! 5-star cross black! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! It's all about the king of the gang! The balance of power defends! You can't stop the king of the gang! The balance of power defends! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! I will levitate! Flip kick you in the yell! I will decimate! You can prepare for! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! 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 Drop it down! The whole fucking show!
Damn, this is the part where I talk, isn't it? I was enjoying that. Hey, Nikki Star, I hear you laughing. You're on with me already?
Of course
That's
I am.
That's
You
awesome.
were late, and I was here waiting.
And I slid right in 5-10 seconds
under the-
or after. Who's counting?
Not me.
Before or
not me.
after the punch-in time. I don't know. My computer's acting crazy. I was just going to tell you that I'm expecting to get kicked off several times, and guess what? Before I could even tell you, my screen just went black. Sweet.
Oh, man.
Oh.
All right, I'll run this forward. You just keep talking.
Okay. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully it'll come back. It's got that little wheel thing spinning like it's fucking trying or anything. So how are you, Nikki Star?
I am doing fabulous. I am happy to be alive and feeling 100% better. So
That kicks ass because you weren't feeling well for a little while, and I don't even know what happened, but I just know you went to the big hospital, right?
I was in the hospital and
Emergency room?
No. I was in the emergency room and then they admitted me. I was very sick.
Projectile vomiting and diarrhea at both ends at the same time?
Something like that.
Oh, I'm glad
Ew.
you're better.
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Glad you're feeling good. It's 5/14, 2010, Nikki Star. Hey, did you go watch explosives? Did you play with explosives on 4th of July?
Okay, so they're legal here in North Carolina, but no, I didn't play with any. I did see them though.
See,
But
people
no,
don't.
I'm not a pyro.
Okay, but anyway, that's one thing that people don't give a fuck if it's legal or not. It's not legal where I live, but that didn't stop the new neighbors. It just built a house up the street. I was standing up on my roof for a minute, you know, because I thought, okay, they woke me up. I was taking a nap. I said, yeah, I'll go check out the fireworks for a second. I was way up on the hill, so got the best view ever, and I went up there for a minute. I had enough, but I saw my neighbors lighting off shit. It's cool to break laws that you think are okay. Why? Because other people told you it's okay. That's all it takes, right?
I guess. I don't break
yeah,
any laws.
It's like the old, everyone else jumped off a bridge. Would you do it too? All right. Now I just closed off my switchboard because it was black, and I don't know. I might have to. I think I have to re-sign. I don't know what. I don't even know how to get it up. I'm so screwed. All I have is a chat room open, which I can't even look at because I'm talking. But anyway, I'm glad you're feeling better, Nikki. And we're gonna have an awesome show. We haven't been on in how long? Like fucking 2 months or something?
No, it's only been 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone's fully reacting like it's been longer than that. Okay.
Forever. It does feel like it's been forever, though.
It does. I have to figure out how to get my switchboard back up. We have...
So just exit it out and then, open
go
it
all the way back through the whole thing. And you know how I get to it? I go, this is how computer illiterate I am. I go to... I go to Google and I punch in RVD, and then my website comes up. Then I go to the RVD Radio on the front page, and I go from there. And that's like, to me, like... that's quicker to me than going and actually typing it in, because I type one word every 5 minutes. Hey, you used one of our new sound effects on me. All right, I got to get my switch up. We have some funny sound effects, courtesy of Mr. Tapass, who's probably in the chat room. I don't know.
He better be coming.
He will. And I had asked him to download some shit, some sound bites, and also some other stuff off of RVD Radio for demos and stuff like that. And he sent me an awesome little a flash drive with a whole bunch of stuff and funny stuff that he does too. He's a funny dude, and very appreciative of that. And then along with that came some awesome sound bites that hopefully we'll hear throughout the day. We're gonna have an awesome show, Nikki Starr. It's time again to talk about one of RVD's favorite subjects. But before I get to that, let me just add the pet peeve show that we did. Was that the last one we did?
Oh, yes.
Well, anyway, that was so much fun, and ever since that show, do you keep having things pop in your head and go, oh, I should have brought that one up?
Oh, no. I brought up most of mine.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. No, I have
it's
lots
just
of
me
them.
Then. But anyway,
tell me a new one.
Every day I'm like, fuck, I'm thinking, there's so many, and that's why I did the show and picked that subject, because it pops out in my mind anyway, things throughout the day that just drive me nuts. So I want the pet peeve comments from callers to always be welcome on RVD Radio. We should have a soundbite to welcome pet peeves. We'll have Bruce Dingles say, pet peeve, motherfucker!
Oh, I loved that show. It was awesome.
What show?
The Pet Peeve Show.
Oh, okay. So yeah, well, here's one that I just want to share with. Oh my God, I had it and it went black again. Cool. Anyway, here's one that I notice every day, and it's it's one of those things, where it almost makes me hot for a second, just because I'm like, how could people be so stupid? Okay, but anybody listening to this? If you're on an elevator, and especially if you're going down to the lobby from your floor, chances are really, really good when those doors open up at the bottom, somebody might be waiting to get on the elevator. And when people are getting on the elevator, those people don't realize there's people getting off the fucking elevator. So everyone stands in front of the doors and shit, waiting for the doors to open to get on. It opens up, and there's people that came down from floor 9, from floor 6, floor 3. They've collected all these fucking people from this people mover. They get down to the bottom. The doors open up. There's a barricade of people waiting to get on that are dumbfounded that people could be stepping off this thing.
How dare they?
Whoa, people, where the fuck did they come from? I wasn't expecting that.
Well, Sabu's on the line.
Is it really? My, oh, this sucks. My, ooh, wait, is that good or bad? My window is like, I can't see any, I can only see 3 callers, and I can only see like 6 sound effects, and it's still trying to load the window. Why?
What you do to your computer? It's a pet peeve of mine, computers that don't work.
Oh my God, mine's usually awesome. Well, I guess from previous radio shows, you're probably not going to believe that.
All right, so. I'm not going to. Do you want me to bring Sabu on?
Bring Sabu on.
Sabu.
Oh. Sabu.
Am I on?
You're on, but hold on. Let me see if I can scroll down. And here we go. Boom, boom. Come on. Oh, it's too slow. I can't even do sound effects. I don't even want to do this show. Fuck it. I'll see you next week.
Okay.
No, I hit Sabu, motherfucker, so that might go off in about 5 minutes or something. I don't know. Things are slow. So, hey, Sabu, haven't even introduced the subject topic of the show yet and stuff, but one of RVD's favorite topics, and a lot of callers will avoid even listening or calling into the show, some of our regular ones, because it's just something they've heard enough about. But every once in a while, it's my duty, being not only a person of a high profile and stature, but also just being someone who cares. I have to bring up the subject, and right now it's really crucial. Here in California, in November, we're voting to end marijuana prohibition on a state level. Here's the thing. Right now, we have 14 states that have approved medicinal marijuana, yet the federal guidelines still have it classified as a non-medicinal, most dangerous fucking drug we have, a Schedule I controlled substance. Nixon put it in there in 1970. We still haven't changed it. How can, it's hypocritical, all right? How can anybody say it's non-medicinal and at the same time the federal government allows the states to decide for themselves? We have 19 more states coming up looking to get it approved there as well next year. That's major. Now, if we get this, what's now Proposition 19 here in California to go through in November, adults 21 years and over will have the right to choose marijuana, a safer alternative, safer on society, safer on health, over alcohol and even over cigarettes. Now, a lot of people will still smoke cigarettes. One of the gentlemen that really likes to compare marijuana to alcohol with very good reason is going to be a guest tonight. He's also one of my mentors, and I have no idea if he's even called. Oh, no, you're going to call him, Nikki, but I can't see because my switchboard's still loading. But Paul Armentano from the NORML National Organization for the Reformation of Marijuana Laws out here in California. This guy knows it all. Also have Steve Bloom from Celebrity Stoner. Check out CelebrityStoner.com if you want to see a cool website. But these guys are going to add their perspectives and insights to it as well. Medicinal marijuana out here would still stay in play and be taxed differently than recreational, as I will call it, cannabis for adults. A lot of people don't want to talk about this, you know, and they're the ones that probably aren't going to vote for it. But now that it's a legitimate ballot that we're going to be voting for, guess what? It's got credibility. I got to do my part to make everybody aware, because the people that are pushing this, Richard Lee from San Francisco, who has Oaksterdam up there and who actually helped outline Proposition 215 in the first place in '96, he and his people say this is going to happen, that it's going to pass. I've also heard some of the naysayers. I'm trying to be optimistic, and I think a lot of cannabis users might not normally vote, and hopefully they will. But usually it's a money issue. Whoever has the most money wins. That's why the gay marriage didn't go through out here in California, where we have probably more gays than most other states. By the way, 1 out of every 8 Americans is a Californian. Holy shit.
Wow.
We are a big state by population. So they feel, they being Richard Lee and the people that tax, regulate, cannabis, and control cannabis, feel like, you know, we get this through. It's going to send a hell of a strong message to the rest of the country. Sabu, you had some good points when I was talking to you earlier about how you feel like it would affect society if it was passed, right?
Yeah, it would affect the illegal, at least the illegal growers. You know.
Right, which is the thing that you just can't push enough on people. We're not trying to introduce something new to society. We're talking about the number one cash crop.
Right.
It's more than double vegetables. It's there, but all the money goes to who? Illegal drug dealers. Right. And quite frankly, we know now that a lot of that goes to the fucking Mexican cartel. First, I thought some of that was bullshit. It really does, though. I mean, they get funded by selling.
I believe that too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a fact. No, I mean, it's true, and it's like, why not put that into our economy? People want to use prohibition, doesn't work. 70 years of prohibition. Is there less marijuana smokers now? Hell no. 1 out of every 2 adults says they've tried it. It's not going anywhere. Shouldn't the people speak for what they want? So, good point Sabu brings up, and he's right. It would take away from the underground market. A lot of people would still go to the guys that they're used to going to, and it might be a little cheaper for them, and especially if they're not entrepreneurs and don't care about getting like the best shit that actually can tell you what it's going to do for you. But you know, a lot of people are going to not want to break the law, and given the choice, they would go buy a pack of fucking doobies over going taking a chance of being arrested.
Yeah, and another thing, you know, how they legalize tobacco, and that's proven to kill you. Marijuana is not proven that can kill you, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
and not only does it kill you, it's the number one fucking killer that we have. Like millions of people every year die from it on planet Earth.
We actually know that it kills, but they still legalize it. That it still kills, and they legalize it.
Right, and that's why it's not morally right. That's why you got to start looking into it and saying, wait a minute, statistics show that 1 out of every 2 long-term cigarette smokers is going to die from smoking fucking cigarettes, and that's pushed on us and accepted, and every time I step outside to get fresh air, everyone's out there smoking, and they don't even think anything of it. No, I mean, they're shocked. Like, people are shocked when I walk away from them when they light up. They're like, what, do I got body odor? Like, they have no idea that I don't want to inhale that poison. It hurts my lungs. I feel the difference. Marijuana is non-toxic. It cannot cause death. You cannot overdose from it. People say, yeah, but what if someone smokes and then they go and chop their head off? Yeah, there's idiots everywhere that'll do idiotic stuff. The marijuana cannot cause death. I don't care if you had, you'd have to have a ton of marijuana fall on you from 20 stories to die from it. It would have to be packed pretty tight.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be a sweet fucking block of marijuana, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Just step out of the way and keep it.
Yeah. So, I'm trying again to get into my switchboard, but I don't have the control. Nikki Starr does, so you got to let me know if important people call in. I've got Shannon Moore invited as a guest. He'll probably call in. If he doesn't, we will call him. And I know, Nikki, you got a couple of people scheduled you're going to call. Bruce Jingles is calling in, so keep an eye on that switchboard.
Not yet, though. I will. All right. Keep talking.
Okay. And also, let's get your opinion real quick. I know you've talked about this a few times, Nikki Starr, but specifically the impact on society that it could have is something that people are afraid of. They're afraid of having a marijuana-friendly state or country or whatever. And what's funny about that is if you look at a model society like, say, Amsterdam, who's had legal marijuana for, I think, since 96, if I'm not mistaken, they have no growth in children using marijuana, no growth in crime rate. They've actually been a great model, I think, for us. And now their neighboring countries are giving them shit, France and Germany, because they don't like their people going over there and doing things that are illegal in their country and then coming back. So they're getting shit. But so much hate.
We have a special guest. We have a very special guest.
Who's a special guest?
Hi,
I can't hear what you're saying because you're talking at the same time as me, because now that you got a little bit of control and power, because SVD's not here again, by the way, everybody. She'll be with us shortly.
Yes, I am. She is.
Oh, she is? That's what you're telling me?
Hi, baby.
Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, the fucking computer sucks, and I can't see my switchboard. I can't see any callers. I got all these new sound effects and can't even fucking use them. And I was really looking forward to having fun on tonight's show.
Oh, bummer.
I know. It fucking sucks. But I keep trying. Maybe it'll come out every once in a while, and then it'll go off. So, ooh, I just got it on. I don't know for how long. So, hold on, baby. Let me see if I can play one of one of the new sound bites for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking destroy that dude.
I love it.
Maybe it was the force of the darkness. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know, because it's mysterious how it all happened.
Oh, wow.
Good times. Good times. All right, one more. This is awesome.
That dude's a fucking wannabe fucking faggot bodybuilder dick sucking asshole.
Oh, and then I lost my screen. All right, fuck it. Anyway, how are you, baby?
I'm good. I'm very busy. I have to go out and shoot for an assignment, and I knew you were doing the show, and I just wanted to call and say hi and tell you I love you and all that good stuff.
I love you too, baby. She called earlier, and I was talking to my dad, trying to help him on the computer, so she didn't get through before the show started. And these are the sacrifices RVD makes for his fans. So, baby, we got this. We're talking about pot tonight. Specifically, we're talking about Proposition 19, legalizing, controlling, regulating out here in California that has legitimately got a chance to go through. You, being a former patient, you didn't have any problem acquiring the medicine because we live in California, but you go through the process, and obviously you qualified, for many reasons to use it. But since you know of how it can help and benefit, what do you think about having it accessible, not just for chemotherapy patients or people that, have had surgery and are in pain or nauseous, whatever, but for maybe like all adults, that normally drink beer on a every Friday and Saturday night, and maybe even every night, just because they get drug tested at work and get fired if they use a safer alternative. What do you think about it being accessible for all adults, whether they just want to unwind or even fucking just be cool and have a buzz?
Well, I think you know where I stand on that. I personally
don't
like to drink. I don't like to drink because I don't like how it makes me feel. Because I lose. I kind of lose control when I drink because I'm one of those, like, I start drinking and I keep drinking and I don't have an off button. It's just how I drink. And that makes me not like to drink because I don't like to be out of control. I don't like how I feel the day after I drink. Even if I don't drink to get drunk, I don't like how I feel the day after. I feel kind of bloated and lethargic, and I don't get that with marijuana. And I just think it's a safer, healthier alternative. And I'm sorry, but if I'm an adult, don't tell me what I can and can't do to my body. And that doesn't just go for marijuana. That goes for a lot of other things that are, it's a whole other topic I don't want to get into.
Like sodomy?
Like it's our body.
That's illegal in a lot of places. I'm just saying that's a valid point, with the government control of you. But
well, I was actually thinking more of abortion.
Right.
But which, like you said, a whole other topic, a huge topic that I know you don't want us to get into. But when it comes to alcohol, like you said, losing control and shit, I'm convinced that people that drink a lot on a regular basis, they don't care that they're assholes. You see them being assholes all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that you can put the whole state of Texas in that category, if you ask me.
Good. SVD, motherfucker. See, Nikki, you got to be on the switchboard. That's okay. Bruce Jingle's supposed to be doing that. That motherfucker, he's got a show tonight, so he's going to call in and plug it. What?
Come on. Did you fix your computer?
It is, yeah, it's working right now. I was just not. I was nowhere near it. Let me test it.
Fuck you. He's an asshole for saying that.
Does everyone else hear the echo with that, or is it just my connection?
I hear it too.
I do too. I think it recorded like that. I think it was sent to me like that.
That's what I wondered.
Yeah. It's not us. It's the soundbite. Abortion. Yeah.
Hey, see if you get a Twig Boy on the phone. Double D. Triple D.
Well, let me.
I get real squeamish around stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, that was
funny. Great.
Too funny. We'll try and give him a call, but we got a bunch of other calls too. And oh wait, hold on. Let me go to Tapass. He gave me these sound bites. We gotta tell him how good they are. Tapass, what up?
What up, man? How's it going?
Dude, I love the fucking. I love the fucking sound bites that you said.
Out of 10, how did I do?
I'll give you 10. There's so many that I only uploaded some of them, and now I got some on reserve for later because there was so many. And funny shit that you sent of you too, like whatever. He sent me a bunch of RVD stuff, and then he included a special package of tap-ass shit that he's produced, which I still haven't made it all the way through and stuff. But definitely, I appreciate it, and I wanted to tell you thanks for doing that and shit.
Dude, is it just suck
you're
being
welcome.
you?
My personal favorite is Taboo going, I'm going to fucking destroy that dude.
I'm going to fucking destroy that dude.
It's good.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's had an unnecessary death from marijuana prohibition, such as it was about a year ago. I remember my memory serves me correctly. This one guy, he got pulled over by the cops here in Florida, and he was panicking, so he was trying to swallow the marijuana. And for some reason, they tasered him. I guess they were trying to restrain and tasered him. Anyway, he choked on the baggie and died.
Oh. What an idiot. I know. Apologies out, but at the same time, come on, what an idiot. I mean, it's kind of funny, right? I know. I mean, you didn't know him, right?
Funny, but
he's not here. Fuck him. Just say more with time. I know. It is sad. It's sad. Obviously, obviously it's sad that the motherfucker had to try and swallow it because he would go to jail just for having a weed that fucking grows in the earth. I mean, obviously that's fucked up. But what a way to die, though, huh?
Just a little tip: if anyone plans on doing that, lube your throat up first before you do it. You know.
There you go. Don't keep it in your vibrator.
How about just take it out of the bag and eat it?
Yeah, I know. Why would you try to eat it in the bag? Oh, because you want to. Well, you think you can still use? Oh, that motherfucker! He did that because he thought that when it came out that he would be able to still use it. That's the only reason.
Right.
That's the only reason you would do that.
I get real squeamish around stuff like that.
He was gonna. He was gonna get it out.
Talk about irony. I'm actually over a friend's house right now, and he actually lost his job.
You mean we're smoking dog shit, man?
How did he lose his job?
Yeah, he injured himself at work, and so it's mandatory to do like a drug test once you've injured yourself. And it's funny because he actually quit smoking it a few weeks ago. Anyway, it was still in his system, and he lost his job. So that's how strict the laws are here in Florida, I guess. I don't know.
Yep. So another victim of prohibition right there. I mean, we all know people like that, and people. A lot of people don't care. A lot of people. It doesn't affect them. They don't think or whatever, and so they wonder, you know, like why RVD? Why do you feel like you got to spend so much time talking about the injustice of marijuana? Well, it's because I know a lot of stuff that you people don't know, and I think you would benefit from it. It's just like when I told you about your dashboard that has the little gas cap arrow that tells you which part of the car your nozzle's on, which side of the car. It's useful information that can benefit you. Has anybody gone and checked that out? Nikki Starr, did you look in your car and say, it does tell me that my gas cap's on the left side?
No.
You go check.
I don't believe ever.
Go check right now. We'll hold.
Hey,
go check.
You were the one that saw that for the first time, because I know Tommy Dreamer clued you in.
No, I gave Tommy Dreamer credit when I said that on the episode. It was the pet peeve episode where Scorpio was saying his pet peeve is he pulls up to the gas pump, it's on the wrong side, then he pulls to the other. I don't know where he went from there. I couldn't get off that. I was like, you mean every time you go to the wrong side? That's kind of bother the shit out of you. Speaking of Tommy Dreamer.
Where exactly is it?
Okay, on your speedometer or odometer, do you know how you have your little thing that has like a little, it has a little, a gas symbol on your dashboard?
Yeah.
And it goes on, it tells you like when your gas is empty?
Yes.
There's a little arrow by that either points to the left or the right. It tells you which side to put the gas in. Every car has it.
What if your arrow, but my light never goes on?
It doesn't matter. You can still see the arrow. It's a little, it's painted on there. Tommy Dreamer, Innovator of Violence, taught me that years ago, and it was one of those things that's like, it's amazing that we don't all know that, because all of our cars have it.
How ignorant of us.
We're all very
that's how I felt.
Speaking of Tommy Dreamer, it's awesome having him back in TNA. We're doing some really, really exciting shit. I'm not going to get into it too much right now, but damn, a lot of people are calling because they're fans of mine from wrestling, and you should know, this isn't just a plug to say, hey, watch TNA on Thursdays, but I'm telling you, tomorrow night, you're going to want to fucking watch TNA. Wrestling fans, my wrestling fans, you're going to dig it. Thursday, Spike TV, 8 o'clock. This week and next week, we are really, really doing some exciting shit. So I'm going to bring on our police officer, and I got to do it right. Oh, we still have this, but we don't like this thing.
Like it?
Yeah, we said we're done with that one, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Every time I hit a fucking thing on my switchboard, it goes off, and then it comes back. But it came back on.
Officer X, motherfucker!
Officer X, say hi to SVD, Sabu, Nikki Starr, and Tap S.
What's happening, guys? How are you?
What's up, Officer X?
Hi.
Hey, by the way, this might be the first time I went to you and you were actually there. I think if we reviewed all the shows, I always go to you and you're not there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what's going on, dude? We're going to legalize marijuana in California. How you feel about it?
All the power to you. I think it's a good thing for California.
Okay, now, hey, Officer X, we have so many people in this state, and 1/8 of the country's population lives in California. If we vote this through, it's going to affect you. The rest of the country is going to want to jump on. As you know, Massachusetts already decriminalized marijuana. It's moving that way, and it's because it makes sense. Prohibition does not work. Your opinion, Anonymous Officer X.
That's what I call it.
Here's the deal. Prohibition doesn't work, but prohibition fuels crime, is what it does. It creates a black market, which is 100% not necessary, and people buy stuff that's garbage. So, I mean, in my opinion, you're better off legalizing it and taxing it and doing things on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, I actually had a piece.
California, I think.
What's that, baby?
I think it will help our economy in California because we're so far in the hole, it's ridiculous.
Right, and we're so far in the hole, but then we continue to arrest another 60,000 people or so every year here in California, still spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to create this business of arresting people for possession of marijuana. Half of our population in the country, by the way, is there for drug crimes. And in case you don't know this, I love throwing this fact out there. I said this on some marijuana policy project PSAs, public service announcements that I haven't seen yet. I don't know if they're on the website or what. We'll have to check them out. See, that's where I need resources. Say, hey, go check out their website, see if it's on there. But anyway, boom, we have 1/5 of the world's population in the United States, but almost 25% of its prisoners. Locking people up is big business, and I think it's inhumane. Some people don't belong in society. They kill, they rape, They fuck other people up. They victimize innocent people. Lock those people up. Other people, whether they're doing something that's truly not a criminal offense and isn't even wrong, or whether they do need some help, either way, they don't always belong in a cage.
True.
True that. So, Officer X.
Can you give the official invitation?
For what?
For all child molesters, that they're more than welcome. What are they all welcome to do?
They're all welcome to call in and kill themselves on the air on RVD Radio. I'll give them airtime, which, by the way, that happened last week. It didn't happen on TV, but we're watching the news, and this adorable, precious little girl, 4-year-old girl gets snatched from her front yard while she's playing with her brother. Did you see that?
Yes.
That's disgusting.
We're watching this go down. The mom's, freaking out. Everyone's looking for a suspect. The next day, she's found like 90 miles away, walking in a parking lot. The asshole had cut her hair to disguise her as a little boy. He was obviously planning on keeping her. And as they were closing in on the suspect, boom, he kills himself.
Yep.
What did we lose?
$37,000 a year to feed that guy.
So, Officer X, what if Massachusetts wants to legalize marijuana for everyone 21 years and over?
They need the money. Tax it. Because honestly, it's like prohibition. The mafia flourished during prohibition. It creates a black market. We need the money. Everybody needs the revenue source. So you're going to save on prison. You're going to save on health care costs. You're going to save in law enforcement. It's a win-win. It makes sense.
Okay, playing devil's advocate, I hear a lot of people say this. What if everyone comes to work stoned? Now, you tell me. I mean, obviously, we're going to push for a higher education, which we don't do at all. We don't even experiment with marijuana now, but we would actually see what it really does and when it does that and what the factors are and educate people someday properly on it. But assuming we're responsible, do you see that as being an issue? Do you see, should we be afraid that heart surgeons are going to come to work so, stoned and try and do heart surgery? I mean, that's ridiculous, right?
Oh, they got a prescription pad. They can get whatever they want anyways. It's no big deal.
That's true. We watch Nurse Jackie, don't we, baby?
Well, you did. I didn't get to finish it.
But what happened when, first alcohol was illegal, and then when they made it legal, everybody didn't come to work drunk, right?
Exactly. That's a very good point. Thanks for bringing that up. And not only that, but likewise, a lot of people say if we legalize it, nobody's going to go buy it and pay the tax on it because they can just grow it themselves. To which we say there's still a vegetable fucking produce department in the grocery stores, right? Can you imagine growing all your own shit? Fuck that.
Most people aren't that ambitious.
Exactly.
No.
Hell no. We're lazy Americans.
Hell yeah.
We're going to just call to have it delivered like pizza.
They should really ban soda.
Which they do in California, by the way, don't they, baby? Have delivery services.
Yes, they do. We live in the great
Cali, baby. Cali, baby rocks.
That's crazy.
I know. I'm a little homesick. But anyway, I need to get going because I have to go shoot an assignment. So, I know. Bye, everybody. Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
RVD, motherfucker!
All right. Dude. All right. So, hey, when are we supposed to call Paul Armentano, Nikki? Was it 6:30 or
in
no?
about 5 minutes. 6:45.
Oh, you're on top of it. Okay, cool. All right. Well, then I'm going to go to this guest over here that somehow he calls in all the time, and I always pass him up. Oh, Bobby B, I wanted to put you on when Sonia was there. I'll tell her you said hello. How are you, Bobby?
Doing good, buddy. How you doing?
I am pretty good, man. Dealing with a screen that keeps going blank every time I hit a sound bite. But we got some new sound bites. I don't know if you've heard them or not, but they're pretty impressive.
Sweet. Oh. Hey, I was wondering about that Schedule 1 stuff, Rob. How come it is that the FDA has Marinol then? If it's Schedule 1 drug and it has no benefits, why do they got Marinol? Doesn't that kind of contradict what they're saying?
It is, and I'm going to actually ask some of our some of our specialists on what they think about that. For those of you who don't know, and by the way, I met somebody recently, and they wanted my advice, and we were having a conversation. They were just about to be prescribed. They had a prescription for Marinol. They were about to try it the next day. This guy's taken an incredible amount of pain pills. He's got a really painful disease, and none of that shit was helping him. And he was trying the Marinol, and I talked to him like after he'd been on it like a week or two, and so far he'd said, you know, it may be a little bit of relief, but he wasn't having any of the bad effects of it. I got to actually touch base with him again. Marinol, for everybody listening, is a synthetic form of THC. While they outlaw marijuana, put you in jail, take your shit, fuck up your future, for weed, because they say it's non-medicinal, what they did was they created a fake pot, basically. The THC that gets you high, the medicinal part of marijuana, they created a synthetic form of it so that they could get a patent on it, and boom, all of a sudden it's legitimate medicine. So that's out there. And from personal experience, I don't find that it's the same effect as cannabis. In fact, I thought I was kind of tripping out when I tried it, and I didn't like it. Sabu, you've had Marinol. You liked it, though, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
What is it?
So Bobby B's point is it's hypocritical. They put pot in a pill form, basically, and you can get that from any doctor. That's a federal guideline of drug. It's any doctor can prescribe that for you. At the same time, the marijuana that they can't get a patent on remains to be the number one most dangerous fucking plant out there.
See, the thing is,
but yet there's no medicinal value to it, but yet they create enough, or they create something they can make money on, but they don't want Mother Nature to get it for free, you know?
The thing is, it's different than smoking it. It comes in gel caps, and it's an oil inside, and it gives you like a body high, not like the head high when you smoke it.
Yeah.
I mean, and to me, it didn't kill no more pain than it normally does anyways. It just got me a little bit.
Is that what it's for?
Yeah,
a pain medication?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And Nikki, they can prescribe it for, basically almost any use that cannabis would be used for, also for insomnia, and that's always been an issue, is that when, like, say, AIDS or chemotherapy patients are so sick, they have any kind of wasting away disease, they have no appetite, they can't eat, the hardest thing in the world for them to do is to swallow a fucking pill.
Right. And
doesn't make any sense.
That Marinol is supposed to increase your appetite, too, for, like, cancer patients and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some, it works on some, and some it doesn't. It's a synthetic drug. It's not natural, organic in any way. They created it in a lab. And Bobby B, you know a little bit about growing it in nature, don't you?
Oh yeah, I've done it for a couple. I've had a couple of harvests out there. Anyhow, my Silver Thunder now, I've been growing it for 25 years, cutting after cutting, straight from cutting, no seeds. Nice. 25 years of cutting.
Wow.
So, celebrating Silver Thunder's 25th. And
hell yeah, that's the band you created, Silver Thunder.
Absolutely, yeah, it's been around. Well, what it was, Rob, is that it was a strain that was in my neighborhood for years, and it actually had no name on it, and so I just kind of adopted it, and everybody lost it. And I was the only one that had the strain left, so I just kept it going, and it's, like I said, been 25 years now, so. That's a pretty old strain. I don't know there was any other strain out there that is actually that old, so if there is, I'd sure like to hear about it, but I don't think so. Hey, that's just taking cutting after cutting.
Right. So what do you think that legalizing it would do to the black market? Like people that grow it that are used to, like, even if they're covering their costs or they're making money, selling it like any pot smokers have to deal with, since it is illegal, how do you think it would affect that for, like, other growers that and,
well, it would hurt the people that make money on it, especially the Mexican mafia and stuff, like you were saying a little earlier on, that's what, that'd put the hurts to them. They wouldn't want to see that at all. That'd be very bad. When I was slinging some stuff, years ago, I didn't want to see it legal because that would have taken your business away. So I believe that's how the medicinal field feels as well. The medical marijuana dispensaries, although it's not supposed to affect them, of course it's going to. And I think that for them, they don't really want to see it get legal for everyone 21 and over because it'll affect their business probably in a negative way. Yeah, well, like up here in Oregon right now, I guess the street, you can pick up an ounce of street weed for like $200 now. So that's gone down considerably over the last 6-7 years.
And that's, I mean, that's like high quality or mid-grade?
So my friends are telling me, I haven't purchased any in a while, but I'm asking the folks, that I see, and they say, no, you can get like 2 and 2.25 of good stuff. And I think that has a lot to do with all the medicinal patients we have here because, they're going to take care of their closest friends, and that's going to take those friends out of the circle of the black market. And so, the demand is not going to be as high. So.
Right. Well, now from what I understand, the proposed tax is about $50 an ounce. I think that they would want consumers to pay if Proposition 19 goes through. I'll try and get that confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's like $50, which for a lot of people that don't have much money and that smoke shit weed anyway, that would make or break the deal for them. But for responsible citizens that want to support this and also don't want to face chances of being arrested, it's worth $50.
Absolutely. Absolutely is.
Damn, give America enough.
All right. I'm going to go back to the phone lines, and I'm going to call Mike. Oh, you're calling somebody, aren't you?
I think we should probably make that call now.
Okay.
What do you
Micah
think?
Porter, hold your thoughts, dude.
This is to Paul, right?
Yeah, okay. So call Paul. Paul Armentano is a representative from NORML. And he knows everything, man. This guy's a guru. He wrote this the book about why are we driving Americans to drink, and he compares all the statistics. And hey, I'm just talking while you dial. Dial away, Nikki.
Good. I am.
Okay. But this book's awesome, and I'm going to ask him where we can get it. Marijuana is safer, so why are we driving Americans to drink? I did a foreword in it. So smart. And everything he says makes so much sense. Like he really knows how to make you understand logic.
Y'all kill me.
Hello?
Hello, Paul Armentano.
Yes, hey.
Hey, RVD, man. Thanks for talking with us tonight. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can, and I'm glad I got you on the phone, Paul. You are a mentor to me. I don't know if you realize what a mentor you are to me. I suppose you do realize because I always email you when I have questions and stuff, and you always make people understand. Like you're very smart, but you can speak so that other people can understand that what you're saying is just common sense. The book, Marijuana is Safer, so why we're driving Americans to drink. Is it Americans or people? I got it right here. People. Why are we driving people to drink? It's not just Americans. Fuck it. Which, by the way, let me get sidetracked for 1 second. When you hear statistics a lot, people, you're only hearing about statistics in our country. When they say, 70,000 people a year die from this, they're talking about in our country. There's a lot of countries, and all these problems are worldwide. But today we're talking about California Proposition 19. You are in communications with Richard Lee and Mauricio and the guys that actually probably outlined it. I wouldn't be surprised if you helped yourself outline some of the proposition. I want to get the word out there. I got a lot of questions about it. I'd like to hear from your perspective what you think about the chances of this actually voting through.
Yeah, I'm actually on the steering committee of this campaign. So, yeah, you're correct. I am in touch and working with the folks who have brought this to the ballot in California. I did note one thing you had said about 5 minutes ago when you were talking about the proposed tax, and you had said you thought it was a $50 per ounce tax. That actually isn't the case. There was an assembly bill that was pending in the California legislature at one time, and that proposed a $50 per ounce flat tax. But Proposition 19 simply says that cities or counties can regulate marijuana in a manner similar to alcohol. What that means is they could license producers of marijuana to grow it on a commercial basis, and they would license sellers of marijuana to be able to legally sell it to those over age 21. It does not lay out what the necessary tax would be. There would be a sales tax, of course, and there could, in theory, be an excise tax similar to alcohol or similar to cigarettes or similar to gasoline, but the initiative does not spell out what amount that tax would be. That would be left up to the local communities. So I did just want to clarify that. And as far as your last question goes, where the support is for this,
I'm sorry to put you on the spot. Paul, I'm sorry if I put you on the spot. What you say here is real important, when you share with us what you think about this. But let me add, I talked to Rob Campia from MPP, who said that they're not funding it because it wasn't going to pass through. And MPP is more national. They didn't want to support this California bill and put their limited funds towards this, so he told me, because he said polls showed that it was not in favor. And he was talking about a small percentage, I think 56, 44, something like that. And I argued with him because I'm more optimistic. When I talked to Mauricio, he filled me back up with optimism because he said, yes, it's going to go through.
Yeah, well, NORML is backing this initiative. I mean, certainly as goes California, so goes the rest of the country. This initiative, now that it is on the ballot, is too important not to get behind. Californians haven't had the opportunity to vote on legalizing marijuana in 38 years. The last time an initiative like this was on the ballot was in 1972, and I don't think Californians want to wait another 40 years to have this option again. The last poll that was conducted on this issue, and this was done in California by a polling firm known as Survey USA, it was done on July 11th. It showed 50% of likely voters said they would vote for Proposition 19, 40% of likely voters said they would vote against it, and 10% said they were undecided. And that poll pretty much mimics the polls that we have had and that we've seen over the last 6 months or so. There's no doubt this issue is going to be a close vote. It's most likely going to come down to who better gets out their message in the last 2 or 3 weeks before the election, and it's really going to depend on a get-out-the-vote campaign. It's going to depend on a lot of young voters making it to the polls in November.
Right, wow. I got to share this with you. I talked to Mauricio, and I asked him, what can I do, being of high-profile, status like I am? What can I do to really help? And I was a little bit disappointed in the fact that he was pretty much saying just plug our website, which I will, of course. And I'll have to ask you what it is. But it's the Proposition 19 website, and he was just saying, I think he was saying they didn't really have the funds yet to do PSAs, and if they did, they had a couple people, celebrities that they already had attached to it. And I was just like, wow, I was just really hoping there was some way I could, you know me, Paul, I always want to take part and be heard and reach the people that I can, because obviously I have a different fan base than Kevin fucking Bacon has, or whoever he's going to use. And, I will be plugging the website as much as I can, and I'll be starting it as soon as I get it officially right here. But I was, like I said, I was hoping that they had some kind of plan. Isn't it mostly like whoever has the most money wins?
Certainly some campaigns are like that, but if you don't have the support, you can't simply buy an election. We saw PG&E tried to do that just a couple months ago and were unsuccessful, but they did come close. The truth is, we know that a majority of Californians don't support the status quo. Here's one thing that I think people forget. California was the first state to make marijuana illegal. I don't think many people know that. California did in 1913. California said it is a crime to possess marijuana for your own personal use. This is, almost 25 years before the federal government decided to outlaw marijuana. So California sort of led the way in this failed prohibition policy, and Californians are going to lead the way out of this failed policy. But, the bottom line is most people in California know that prohibition hasn't worked. We arrest over 80,000 people in California. 60,000 of those we arrest for simple marijuana possession. Passing Prop 19 would end that practice. And the only reason we're even having this discussion is because for the last 100 years, prohibition in California has failed. If we give it another 100 years, it's not going to suddenly start working. And that's the bottom line, and that's what the public gets, and that's why we think they're going to vote yes on 19.
Wow, because it just makes sense. That's the thing. Most of the opposition, as I've encountered in my, 15 years or so of advocating anyway, most of the opposition is based on misinformation. And we have to try and undo what's been done before. We still don't even experiment on it. And so we're way far away from educating people on how they could properly and responsibly use it, and so everyone's afraid of it. There's the big fear factor. Am I correct in understanding then the different cities or counties would have the right to decide if they wanted to allow their stores to sell it, and then if that in the friendly environments it could be sold anywhere that has a liquor license?
Well, here's what the initiative would do, to be very clear. If Proposition 19 passes, it would be legal for someone over age 21 to possess marijuana for their own personal use and to grow marijuana for their own personal use. That would be the case across the state of California. No matter where you lived in California, you would have that legal protection. It would also not in any way undermine or amend the legal protections that already exist in California for individuals that have their doctor's recommendation. So places that already had medical marijuana dispensaries, they would continue to have their dispensaries. If you have a Prop 215 card and you have your own personal grow, that would still be legal. Nothing would change if this initiative passes because the initiative is only specific to non-medical users. The other thing this initiative would do is it would give local communities the option to license the commercial production and distribution of marijuana, similar to the way we license the production and distribution of alcohol. Now, not every community necessarily will do that, but they would have the options to do it if they so wish to. And it's certainly our belief that once communities begin this practice and reaping the revenue from it, other communities will certainly follow suit.
Wow. Okay, so basically whoever wanted to apply for a cannabis selling license would do so whether they have a alcohol selling license or not.
Right. It would be up to the local community to enact regulations that determine
for the vendors
license and how they're going to sell it.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this.
And the reason it's left up to local communities and there isn't a state mandate that says the state of California has to do this is because there were concerns that to mandate the state to license the production, distribution of marijuana would be determined by the federal government to be unconstitutional, that the federal government could come in and enjoin the entire initiative because they would argue that it was in conflict with federal law. But by giving local communities the option, the understanding is that the federal government would not interfere.
So why should we not be afraid that the federal government would, come in anyway, and just like they used to bust the state-complying medical marijuana dispensaries and patients, why should we not think Obama and Eric Holden would say, hey, wait a second, we said we'd quit fucking with the patients as long as they're compliant with state law. We never said it'd be cool recreationally or for everyone 21 or over, because it is still in writing Schedule I controlled substance. That's my fear, and I mean, should we not be afraid of that? It's a definite, it's a probability as far as I know. I know it's important that the fight would have to happen. I understand that, and that it's still progress and moving forward. But I can't see, prior to your response to that, I can't see how that could not be a concern.
I'm not concerned about it, and obviously, like you, I live in California. Look, the federal government is not going to waste its limited resources coming to California and trying to criminalize something that the state of California has said is no longer criminal. The first thing that's going to happen when this passes is people like you and me, if we use marijuana, if we possess marijuana in the privacy of our own home, police no longer have the power to arrest us. They no longer have the power to put us in handcuffs. They no longer have the power to give us a civil fine.
State police.
Our activities are legal under state law. The federal government is not going to send federal agents into California to kick down individuals' doors because they're compliant with state law. It's just not going to happen. We have 50 states with 50 different drug laws. Right now in Ohio, you can possess up to 3 ounces of marijuana. You can grow marijuana. This is for non-medical purposes. This is for your own personal use and is a $100 misdemeanor fine. It's not even a criminal offense, and that's been the case in Ohio for 30 years. The federal government doesn't do anything about it. They probably don't even care, or they certainly don't even know that that is the law, because Ohio has the power to say, look, we don't care if you use marijuana in your own home. In Alaska, you can grow marijuana and possess marijuana, and it's legal to do so in your own home. The federal government has never interfered with that process, and I don't think they're going to interfere with it in California.
Yeah, I certainly hope you're right on that. Las Vegas voted, 2 years ago, was it 2008, to try to pass a very similar issue?
Nevada's voted on this a couple times. It got 49%
Las Vegas is
the first time, and then it got 44% the second go-around. But you're right. Nevada had this issue on the ballot. Colorado had this issue on the ballot a few years ago, too. In both of those cases, it didn't pass. We see a much different climate here in California.
Right on. I'm waiting for this sound. Okay, that one's kind of long. Anyway, have our police officer, official officer, anonymous Officer X. I think you've been on the show before, Paul. I don't know if Officer X was on it or not, but he anonymously protects his community in Massachusetts. And you're with us, right?
I'm here, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us from your perspective, do you get called, or did you get called before they decriminalized it? Did you get called enough to where you considered it a waste of resources, or was it always unnecessary to go and bust somebody with possession of marijuana, or did that not even happen that much? A lot of people think that, oh, come on, people don't really still get busted anyway, do they?
No, not often. Not in Massachusetts. It's decriminalized. It's a $50.
How about before that, though? Because that just happened.
Yeah, it's the only time it's ever an issue is when you get kids that deal drugs and they have a lot of traffic coming and disrupting neighborhoods. It's the only time it's ever been problematic with small amounts, you know.
Right, which is why it would be great to take it out of the hood and put it in a controlled environment, huh?
I mean, it's cash. The government needs money. I don't understand what the big dilemma is, you know.
Right. Right. Well, Paul, I want to ask you this. Someone earlier was asking me. Actually, it was Bobby B, who's still on the line, and he was asking me about Marinol, and isn't that hypocritical that the federal government denies any medicinal properties of marijuana, but then it makes the synthetic THC, patents it, and sells it. I wanted to pick your brain on that.
Well, yeah, it's hypocritical. I mean, you don't get much more hypocritical than that. It would be
not much more to say
if the government said you can buy this vitamin C tablet that's manufactured by Eli Lilly, but if you have an orange tree in your backyard and pick the oranges and eat them, that's illegal. I mean, that's the equivalent of what the federal government has done with Marinol. They've taken the primary psychoactive ingredient in marijuana. They've synthesized it in a lab and had a private manufacturer do that. And then they've had the private manufacturer sell that pill to the public at a markup, and then they criminalize the actual plant where that compound is naturally found in. It's ridiculous.
Wow, that is extremely well put. I love that comparison because that is exactly what it's like. The pharmaceutical business is very strange. I explained one time how any ibuprofen or Advil that you buy on the counter, it's 200 milligrams. You can take 2 at a time. It'll tell you take 1 or 2 at a time. But if you possess one pill that's 400 milligrams of ibuprofen, you better have a fucking prescription for it. Crazy. I want to call somebody here. I'm looking for. Could you have a minute to hang out with us, Paul?
Yeah, I can. Sure, no problem.
I mean, if you got to go, just tell me. I got one caller here, Michael Porter, I want to let through, but I wanted to call somebody. Got to look up his number, Shannon Moore. He's a wrestler. Because I wanted, I want to get to that. You said you got a minute, so I'm going to take that and say, what up, Michael Porter?
How are you doing, Rob?
Good, man. We're back on this topic that I care a lot about. You yourself are in California. By the way, you just recently went through a stay in the hospital, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was in the hospital for 7 days. I had congestive heart failure. I almost died.
Holy shit. Well, glad you didn't die. You feeling better?
Oh, I'm feeling really good. But my doctor suggests that I move back to Northern California because of the air quality or lack of same down here. Back up where I was living before has a lot better air quality because of, it's a farming and ranching community, so the air up there is a lot better.
Holy cow. I have expert Paul Armentano and friend on the line. And Paul, is it too hippie-ish to say this, that if we actually utilized hemp, the air quality would not suck here in L.A. because we can use it for so many different things, from actually the fabric that actually makes the shell of the car and uses it for fuel, and it's friendlier on the environment. I don't know, but I would have to assume utilizing hemp again, like we did for thousands of years, would follow the end of marijuana prohibition, I would have to assume. But is that too hippie-ish to say that we actually could live in a world that wasn't polluted like that, and Michael Porter wouldn't have had to almost die breathing our air?
Well, it is a little hippie-ish, I will grant you that. But certainly, as you know, hemp can be utilized for so many different commercial purposes. And what's beyond ridiculous isn't just that right now in America, the United States government says the non-psychoactive varieties of marijuana, the kind that grows wild and wouldn't get you high, they make that illegal. But even more so, they actually round up and destroy millions and millions of hemp plants every year that just grow wild. And they grow wild because the federal government used to plant those same crops 50, 60, 70 years ago to support different efforts, including World War I and World War II's efforts. So it's not just that we're not allowed to utilize hemp, it's that we have hemp growing naturally already in this country, and the government's going out of its way to destroy it rather than to utilize it as a commercial product.
So when we do have hemp products, it's mostly narrowed down to like shitty heavy shirts and clothes and stuff like that, and it's imported at that, isn't it?
Right, because under the law, you can actually import the natural material, but you have to get it from some other country. So there's a huge markup on the cost. Obviously, the cost would be much lower if you could produce the natural product, right here, and then make your products from that. But, yeah, you're right. A farmer living in, say, North Dakota, all they have to do is look over the border into Canada, and they can see the same plant being grown legally and commercially and under license. But in this country, if that farmer was to engage in the same activity, they'd risk state and federal prison. It's absurd.
And for people that are interested in more information about hemp and its uses, I strongly recommend The Emperor Wears No Clothes. It's a book by Jack Herer, the late and great, just recently passed away, another mentor of mine. It's extremely information, and it tells you how, from his perspective, hemp could save the planet, the most resourceful seed, according to Jack, that we have. I'm calling Shannon Moore, wrestler. Then I'll let you go, Paul. I appreciate you calling in. I want to see if you can answer his question better than I can. If you answer.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
All right, hang up on that, Nikki, before it gives the number. She's probably quicker than me. Okay, I'm going to ask it anyway. Shannon Moore was asking me information about different kinds of marijuana. And he's saying, because obviously in North Carolina, people on the street, by the way, overall, they get whatever they can get. And he's saying, he says, I know a lot of musicians say that they use cannabis and it opens their mind and makes them feel artistically more free and they can jam. And I want to know, how do you do that? Because the guys I know, they just smoke pot and they lay around and they don't do anything. He says, and I said, well, I said it has a lot to do with the kind also that they're smoking, whether it's an indica that relaxes you or a sativa that opens you up. But as far as going any further than explaining the differences between an indica and a sativa, I kind of, eventually run out of ways to help them out. If it was legalized, if Proposition 19 went through, would we expect like commercial grade marijuana, like pre-rolled doobies, and the package would say like, premium sativa, great for inspiring creativity and euphoria, and something else that says, great for when you just want to sleep. And would you think we would have like someday like a variety, and someday, I don't know, soon, like a variety of choices like we do in the dispensaries now?
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, look, when you go into a liquor store and you buy alcohol, you don't pick up a bottle of vodka or even a bottle of beer and say, man, I have no idea what the alcohol content is of this. I have no idea what's really in here. You know exactly what's in here. It's on the label. And the consumer wants that information. So there's no doubt that in a legal regulated market, the consumer would have access to that information. The reason marijuana has different effects on different people is because there's over 65 active compounds in the marijuana plant that have euphoric effects, physical effects, therapeutic effects. So depending what percentages of those compounds are in an individual strain is going to determine how the person feels when they consume that strain. So it's really important for the consumer, particularly if the consumer wants a certain therapeutic effect, to know exactly what is in the marijuana he or she is consuming. And under a regulated market, we would have that information. We'd also know if the marijuana was grown using pesticides or if it was grown organically. We'd know the potency. All of that information makes the use of marijuana safer. It makes our community safer. And the only way we have that information is in a legal regulated market. And that just, again, speaks to why voters should vote yes on Prop 19.
Yeah, absolutely. You said a mouthful. And by the way, that's the 99% of people that smoke marijuana, in my opinion, my perspective, my personal polls in my brain and experience, 99% of the people that smoke have no idea what kind they're smoking, and they often relate smoking to very few experiences without considering the variety of factors that could be involved. And they'll say, well, it's not good for me. I know. I smoked it once when I was in college, and I wanted to eat my fucking study books. And it's like, oh, what kind did you smoke? How much did you smoke?
You mean we're smoking dog shit, man?
So I don't know. Is this Firefox News Online important, Nicky Star? I'm going through Firefox News Online. Who are you, George?
Hey, Rob. How are you tonight, my friend?
Good, man. Firefox News Online sounds important, is it, or not really? Because I didn't want to cut off Paul.
Well, that's the name of my radio show, but that's not important right now.
What is important
is Proposition 19. What are you talking about, Rob? I've been a strong...
What is it talking about?
Beg pardon?
I repeat what you said, please.
I said, I understand you're talking about Proposition 19.
Yes, true that. True that, George.
Let me tell you something there, Rob. I firmly believe that if with the states that are trying to get the medical marijuana programs going, California being one of them, right. I think people need to know what's in it. They need to know what's going on with it. They need to understand it. So this way, they don't have any fear of it.
Right.
I don't see a problem with it.
All right, sounds good, George. Paul, I don't want to keep you hostage or anything, man. Do you got a roll or you want to hang out?
I can hang out.
Okay, cool. All right. So, George, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New York.
Okay, cool. Well, Mayor LaGuardia is a hero of mine. When they outlawed it in 1937 on the national level with the fear of reefer madness, Mayor LaGuardia said, hold on, well, let me test it, let me experiment and see if it really is as dangerous as you say. Did the study, said, fuck it, it's friendly, it's safe, people get happy, in a good mood. If they smoke too much, they might fall asleep. He said you should, refute everything. Harry Anslinger was so offended, he stopped all future government testing on marijuana, and we still don't test it today. Like, a couple times a year we'll hear about a freak report coming out from New Zealand or something, and half the time it's a lie, saying, oh, yeah, one marijuana cigarette is more dangerous than 6 tobacco cigarettes. Paul, how do you answer people that come up with crazy shit like that?
Well, I'll tell you, I spend way too much of my time doing it. Here's the bottom line, and what I like to tell people. No substance is harmless, and if the definition of a legal substance in this country was that it was without all harm, there would be no legal substances. There would be no legal behaviors. All behaviors we engage in carry some risk. The question is relative harm or relative risk. And it is no question that the potential risk to the user of marijuana is in no way comparable to the known harms caused by prohibition. You've said it 2 or 3 times already. You cannot overdose by using marijuana. The active compounds in marijuana are also not toxic. They're not toxic to healthy cells. They're not toxic to healthy organs. Marijuana does not inspire reckless behavior among the users. These are all side effects of legal substances like alcohol. We even know acetaminophen or Tylenol is toxic to the liver. Ibuprofen is toxic to the kidneys. The standard shouldn't be no harm whatsoever. The standard needs to be, what do we allow a responsible adult to do in the privacy of their own home absent harm to others? And by that standard, there is no reason to support the criminalization of marijuana.
Indeed. Glad to have you on the show. So, yeah, when it comes down to the cigarette versus marijuana issue, I mean, I often tell people I think the most harmful part of consuming marijuana is if you smoke it in a joint, it's the paper, so if you vaporize it, that's the best. Water bong is supposed to filter a lot of it. You eat it, whatever. But the pot itself, they say, is virtually non-toxic, and that's anything you read will say that, whereas cigarettes have formaldehyde, cyanide, fucking, it's got, over 400 different chemicals, many of them poison. I don't know any of them to be medicinal. I've never known a doctor to recommend cigarettes. And it can start, Bruce Jingles, you're on, motherfucker.
What's up, motherfucker?
And talking about Proposition 19, Bruce Jingles in California. You're on your way to a comedy show in Hollywood?
Yeah, I'm at the Melrose Improv right now. I have to do this camp. Oh, you did get new sound effects. I have to do this saga party at the Melrose Improv for a bunch of teenagers. It's awesome.
Which improv is that?
Melrose.
Oh, should have told me, but I'm tired. I just flew in. I probably wouldn't have went.
Yeah, I know. And besides you doing the show, dude.
Yeah, and you were telling me earlier that they're trying to close down your dispensary?
Yeah, they're closing my dispensary. I live in Upland, California, and I live 2 blocks away from this dispensary. I don't drive, so I can literally, it's a hop, skip, and a jump away from me. And the fucking city is trying to close it for zoning. So the city council had, yeah, exactly. The city council had a meeting yesterday, and like 300 stoners showed up to protest. It was awesome.
And you were one of them, right?
Yes, I was. I was there. I even spoke. And I told them, I go, you know what, I told them about the different benefits of marijuana and the simple fact that that dispensary, since it opened in November, has already brought $90,000 into the community in taxable revenue, and they employ 25 full-time jobs. That's full-time. That's 25 people that the city of Upland doesn't have to worry about being employed. So I just told them at the end of it, I go, hey, you want to fix something? Fix the roads. Don't fix us. And I just walked off. It was awesome.
Everybody stand up and clap, or what?
Oh, dude, and then they screamed Attica. It was awesome. I was hoping I was going to get arrested. It was great.
Dude, and you are a medical patient because you're supposed to be Asian, and it makes your eyes slant, right?
Exactly. No, because I have bad feet. I have arthritis in both feet. Yeah, I know. I have arthritis in both feet, and I'm flat-footed, and I have bone spurs in my feet. I also have arthritis in my left knee. So.
Right on, dude. Yeah. And bad feet. I got to get some sound bites from when we roasted you a couple weeks ago. That was awesome.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put up a clip from that on Facebook pretty soon.
That was fun.
Dude, that was a blast. You're fucking funny, dude.
Dude, check this out, man. Listen to some of our sound bites from I think the all-time favorite show that we ever did on RVD Radio.
That dude's a fucking wannabe fucking faggot bodybuilder dick sucking asshole.
Hey, Shannon Moore, dude, you already missed the explanation, man. I called you and I wanted to ask a question to Paul Armentano about how you doing tonight.
I'm doing good, man. Just chilling. Yeah, for some reason I didn't catch my phone in time, but. Sorry.
I don't answer numbers I don't know anyway, so it was kind of a cold call, man. I should have texted you. I should have had producer Nikki Starr call you. But anyway, we have...
Can I give my Shannon Moore, motherfucker?
Do it, dude.
Shannon Moore, motherfucker!
Hey, Bruce, do a Paul Armentano, motherfucker.
A Paul what?
Armentano, motherfucker.
Paul Armentano, motherfucker! I'm surprised I can pronounce it.
Okay. All right. Hey, Shannon Moore, holy shit, I got Bobby B and Michael Porter and Sabu and Bruce Jingles. And anyway, and Paul Armentano is from the Californians chapter of NORML. He's helping not only push but construct everything in this Proposition 19 that we have in California that I've been telling you about, where we're voting to legalize marijuana. And you were asking me some questions about marijuana, about how is it that artists can use it and be inspired, and other people use it and fall flat on their face. And I kind of answered that, and you missed a big, long answer, so you should check the archives. But Paul was saying that that's a community that we could expect to have, because it makes sense with proper education and proper instructions of responsible use. Did I pretty much hit your question that you had?
Yeah. That like just the whole education of it, man. Like the lack of education, especially on the East Coast, man. Like where it's frowned upon, especially like where I live at, this area I live at. It's a drug, but everybody, alcohol is okay. You can get in your car and kill somebody after drinking however many beers or liquor, and that's okay. But marijuana, you look at it, and it's frowned upon. I just don't understand it. I just wish there was more educational sources like on the East Coast, man, or just wait.
Paul, could there possibly be a better way to plug your book, dude?
Amen.
Yeah, no doubt, Rob. We talk about this, and marijuana is safer, so why are we driving people to drink? And I'm from the East Coast, so in many ways I sympathize. I've only lived in California for a few years, and it really is like an entirely new environment. And clearly the West Coast on this particular issue is in some ways well ahead of the East Coast when it comes to public opinion, although I do have to say the East Coast is also well ahead of the South and the Midwest on this issue. I'm originally from New England, and if you're to believe the federal government surveys on marijuana use, New England actually has the highest per capita use of marijuana of any region in the entire country, and that does include the West Coast. So clearly there is plenty of marijuana use on the East Coast, but there isn't necessarily the same level of understanding among the public on the East Coast as there is in some other regions of the country. Right?
Holy cow. So did I hear you right that there's more users on the East Coast than there are on the West Coast?
In the Northeast. If you take the states of Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, and you combine them as a region, there is more use of marijuana for the population than there is on the West Coast or anywhere else in this country.
Really? Wow.
Right on,
yeah,
man.
And that's been the case for some time. It's really, it leads, prohibitionists or people that want to maintain the current policy will always say, well, if we liberalize the laws, we're going to increase use or the sky will fall. All you have to do is look around the country because, as I said earlier, you've got 50 states with 50 different laws to realize the law oftentimes has very little effect on use. All you have to do is look at a state like Rhode Island, which has very strict criminal laws but has the highest per capita use of marijuana of anywhere in the country.
Holy cow.
Steve is on the air.
Hey, Steve Bloom from Celebrity Magazine has joined us. Thanks for being on with RVD Radio. I think we're calling you a little bit late. If you still got a minute to talk to us, Steve?
Sure do, and it's celebstoner.com.
Celeb Stoner. I've been saying Celebrity Stoner.
Celebstoner.com. All right. Got to get that right.
Hey, Steve, I know you know Paul Armentano, and he's been talking to us, really educating. This is a great show. I'm going to have to listen to it over and over, but I say that, but I probably won't, but I should. It was very useful. And, Paul, we're talking about your book. Tell Shannon Rose how we can get your book, Marijuana is Safer, So Why Are We Driving People to Drink?
You got the completely other guy. I'm not even Paul Armentano. I'm Steve Bloom, and my book.
No, Steve, I'm sorry. Steve, I'm sorry. Paul's on the line with us as well. I'm sorry.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
That's cool. Marijuana affects your memory.
Go right ahead, Paul.
MarijuanaIsSafer.com. You could go there and get it online. You can get it off Amazon, or you can get it at any major bookstore like Barnes & Noble. It's really available at any decent bookstore nationwide.
Okay, awesome. And I totally recommend it. Like, when you read it, not only is it useful information, but it's logically put to where it makes so much sense, and people that understand common sense will appreciate it. So, Steve Bloom, you interviewed me on a guest panel at the NORML conference in San Francisco back in September. I don't know if that's the first time I met you or not. I see you around at the expos and stuff.
Right.
And we always appreciate fellow advocates, for doing what they can for the movement. We're talking about Proposition 19. Are you like I don't know? How do you feel about this? Are you like feeling like optimistic? Like, do you think we can get like people out to vote that don't normally vote, and maybe actually end marijuana prohibition and stop arresting people in California after November?
Well, it's about time. It is about time. It's effing time, if I can use curse words. It is about time. So,
by the way, I think when I was on your celebrity guest panel, that's probably the only thing that set me apart was I don't fucking understand censorship. So
yeah, right. So I can say what I want?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's about fucking time.
Hey, can I get a Steve Bloom, motherfucker?
Hang on a minute. Hang on real quick.
It's about fucking time they legalize marijuana. California is the start. It's the beginning of a new era. So, am I optimistic? I hope. I mean, right now, it's on the bubble, of like 50% to 45, 50 to 40, 55 to 45. It's close. It's really close. So, I think people like yourself, and I think the celebrities need to come out of the closet now. All the Hollywood celebrities, who kind of keep to themselves, except for, a handful of people like yourself and Woody Harrelson and Bill Maher, but some other people should come out of the closet and do a big event, which I'm going to help promote, towards, by the election time, so we can stir up a lot of interest. So get the celebrities out of the closet. It's about time that they stop hiding out in Hollywood. They're out smoking, but nobody's saying anything. So how about starting to say something? They let only 1 or 2 or 3 people. They expect Cheech and Chong, and Willie Nelson, and yourself to be all the spokespeople. Where's everybody else out there who are smoking pot all the time? So I think it's about time the celebrities step to the plate right now. There's no more waiting. Now is the time.
Yeah, I agree. And please, can we have some celebrities with more high profile than Bruce Jingles, please?
Yeah, we need to weed them out.
Hey, when I said, can I get a Steve Bloom, motherfucker, did you say, hold on? Is that what you said?
No, I was in the bathroom. Steve, what?
No, go ahead.
I said, can I get a Steve Bloom, motherfucker, and you said, hold on.
Steve Bloom, motherfucker!
There we are. Love it.
Damn. All right, Bruce, you got to go to your show, man. I don't want to talk to you in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, I was changing. I'm cool now.
Hey, by the way, Rob, I'm sorry I missed your show in Coney Island. How'd that go?
You sorry you missed which show?
Your show in Coney Island. I know you had a gig recently in Coney Island, right?
Brooklyn. Oh, yeah. Is that where you're at, near there?
Yeah, I live in Brooklyn. I live nearby Coney Island.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, it was a crazy show. It was the domestic top attendance record for TNA. We had they say 6,000 people there. It was crazy. Big baseball diamond there.
Right.
And it's always weird to wrestle outdoors for me, especially when the crowd's really far away and their noise goes up instead of at you, so I can't really hear and react from them the same way. And it was kind of weird, but there was so many people that turned out. Good show. And afterwards, I stayed in the ring for people that wanted to get pictures of me and the TNA World Championship belt, and it was the biggest line ever. Well, they said it doubled the previous record that Kurt Angle had set somewhere, but I would never think of getting in a line like that for anything. So appreciate all the love from all the fans there.
You got in line for Jane Russell.
Brooklyn loves RVD.
You got in line for Jane Russell, Rob.
What's that, dude?
You got a line for Jane Russell, dude.
I got a line for Jane Russell?
No, you got in line for Jane Russell.
Oh, yeah, but it wasn't nearly that long. There was 80 people. Yeah, we all got let in at the same time, so it was cool. Well put. All right, so wait, is there do you have any ideas being a celebstoner.com, right?
Right.
Okay, I just got to take out the celebrity. I was starting to think it's known as
Yeah, we just
stoner.
made it really short and sweet.
Sweet.
And that's where you can get the book and all the info from?
No, dude, you're mixed.
You
guys.
my book, Pop Culture, yes, definitely through Celeb Stoner or Amazon. I have another book coming out
Okay, there you go.
Movie Madness in the fall, so I want people to go get that one too.
Awesome. And you're on Facebook too?
On Facebook, yeah. And
right on.
And Twitter.
Steve, do you have any ideas where RVD as a celebrity like I am, things that I can do to help make the awareness of this in California?
Motherfucker!
Well, where do you live, Rob?
I live in L.A.
Right, so you're in the hub. You're where everything's happening. So now
I was thinking about renting a billboard, honestly, on the side of the highway, and having some old conservative, crusty old motherfucker on there, and it's saying, I'm not going to let this guy speak for me. Are you? But actually it was kind of Sonia's idea and mine together. But
what I'd like to do is I'd like to get you to come to this event I'm talking about, celebrities for Prop 19, so that would be one thing. But, there's other things people can do, like Doug Benson, the comedian. He's just about to start a tour called Pot the Vote Tour, and everywhere he goes, he's going to be stirring up interest for, Prop 19. So if everybody does their part, I think that'll make the difference. If people forget about it and think, somebody else will do it, whatever. I mean, right now there's a tour going on with Cypress Hill and Slightly Stupid called the Legalize It Tour, and that's starting up in California in a couple of days, and it's going to go all over the country. But, things like that will make a big impact. But right now, I would stay in your state, and I would do everything you possibly can between now and November when you're not working and traveling. When you're home, to do whatever you possibly can, through all the networking that you do through the MPP and NORML and other groups, and, make your services, known that you're available for interviews, you'll press conferences, you're there, I know you are, but maybe some of your other friends that you deal with in the marijuana world, let them know to make sure that, hey, you're available, you're on call. Any
I'm doing it right now by telling you in
interviews, you're ready to go on Larry King tomorrow night, you know what I mean? So, that's, I think, what we need. I think we need that type of thing going on, and, you're, right in the middle of it as far as, a high-level celebrity who's, been out there for a while. People do know you're affiliated with the marijuana, with the marijuana legalization movement, and that you just, you go out and do your part.
Right on. Well, that of course I will do, and I am letting everybody know right now. I'm letting you know, and I'm letting Paul know. Keep me in mind for anything like that coming up, because I am the whole fucking show. Right, Fonzie Daddy?
You got that right, Daddy. Hey, once again, RVD Radio is more information than I can imagine. And definitely I would vote for the big deal coming up in California. You guys gave me so much information. I can't believe the 65 elements in the marijuana Paul was saying. I didn't know there was 65 and all the different uses. Wow, great information again on RVD Radio.
Hey, Fonzie, motherfucker.
That's right, Daddy.
RVD, motherfucker. Having fun cursing on your station.
Oh, dude, I don't understand cursing. All right, since you brought this up, I'm going to spend about 45 seconds or so for a quick little personal story. It happened to me the other day, because I am still having a little issue with keeping my balance over this, all right? My house alarm, for some reason, the keypad was beeping the other morning. It started at 5:40 in the morning. Every 15 minutes I'd hear beep, 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 and I'd get up, I'd look all over, whatever. I'd go back to sleep, and it kept doing that. So I took the smoke detector batteries out just to rule that out. It still made the noise. I put them back in. It kept doing it. Finally, I set the house alarm, and then when it went off again, and I got up, I set my house alarm off. The sirens went off. I had the phone unplugged because I was sleeping, so they ended up calling Sonia. She's not even home. She's at school. Anyway, it was a big deal, right? Okay. I call Logix, and I'm talking to them about, cancel the call that you made. It's me. I set it up. And I'm telling her exactly what I just told you, and the girl goes, okay, well, the house alarm isn't hooked up to your smoke detectors. It only makes a siren noise, so it was your smoke detectors. So what you need to do, and I just said, no, you're not listening, it wasn't the fucking smoke detectors. Like that, right? Because I don't understand sense, whatever. She goes, what? Hey, sir. I go, what? Fuck, what? She goes, you don't have to use bad language. I go, what? What bad language? I'm an adult. And then I heard a guy go, I'll get this. And I'm thinking, thank God. I go, thank God, finally, somebody responsible, right? He goes, fuck, you don't have to, well, you're an asshole. You're a fucking asshole. How would you like it if I came into your house and called you a fucking asshole? I said, I would love that, buddy. Come on over. Because I'm going to fucking come over and I'm going to bring the police. And then the police, what are you talking about? He goes, in fact, and then I realized, he's going to have, I go, look, you're going to have a heart attack. Settle down. Fuck, well, and I go, look, I'm trying to get this settled. Now I'm trying to calm the guy down, right? And then finally, he decides it's my smoke detectors, whatever. And I'm like, I think I'm going to report them to the Better Business Bureau. So as of now, he called and gave a half-hour apology. His manager called offering all this shit, don't discontinue. And I already had someone else scheduled to come in, but I don't really want them going through my house and changing the keypads and all that. I'm still thinking about going down there and getting that apology face-to-face.
Dude, I think you should, dude. I think you should put it on RVD TV, dude.
No, it's it, man. But, fuck, anyway, the point being, fuck, I'm an adult. So are you, Steve.
Yeah, man. Right on. Hey, listen, Rob, I'm going to get back in touch with you so we can do this event in L.A., all right? So I'm going to be calling you soon, all right?
Absolutely.
Boom, motherfucker.
All right, RVD for Prop 19.
Amen.
All right, I got to roll.
All right, man.
Have a great night, Daddy.
Nice talking to you. Later, guys.
Fonzie came and visited me at Universal yesterday while I was there with TNA, and I just want to say, holy shit! I can't believe how excited I am. I don't remember being this excited or energized in a long time. It's weird because I'm thinking about wrestling now while I'm sitting home today. I'm thinking of these ideas and shit, and I actually texted Dixie Carter an idea for the pay-per-view a change because I didn't like the way they had the pay-per-view, and she liked it and she's using it, and it's just
awesome.
Yeah, it's weird because I was sitting there going, wait a second, am I actually getting excited about this? We got some really cool shit coming up, and I'm telling all the wrestling fans, you're going to want to watch TNA. They've been saying for a while, some people like TNA's show better, some people like WWE's show better. I don't have to watch their show to know that ours is getting fucking awesome, and week by week.
Amen. I'm watching it tomorrow, too.
Right, Daddy? You saw it firsthand, right, Daddy?
Van Dam, I was a super guest at TNA at the taping, and it was incredible. I can't remember. I couldn't eat for 2 days. The day before, the day there, and today. Oh my God, unbelievable, RVD. It made me so excited I couldn't eat, Daddy. And I've seen the excitement in you, and you were happy. And I haven't seen that out of you in a while. I've heard all the good stuff you've been talking about. It's really energizing you, and it's passing on to me. So I need Sabu's number because the number I got on Sabu is a bad one. So
he's on the line, Sabu's still on the
Sabu,
line.
oh my God, we were talking about you in the most positive way. Unbelievable, Daddy. Can't wait to see you, Sabu. Please, brother. Just bring your fucking A game, and you're a big star, and you should be right there, Daddy.
Sabu, tell Fonzie what you
That
think.
guy, he's full of shit, and he's a faggot, and when I see him, I'm going to break his fucking twig boy neck.
Holy shit, Daddy.
Holy shit.
Don't shoot on me.
Damn, Sabu, fuck. Take it easy. Take it easy, man.
You need to smoke some weed, dude.
No. Motherfucker.
Van Dam, the TNA taping was exciting, brother. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Hey, fuck you.
Hey, we lost Sabu somewhere along the line. I don't know where, but he usually says he gets kicked off anyway, so.
He doesn't get kicked off. He hangs up.
Okay. Well, he's not on there, but we got a bunch of other calls, too. And fuck yeah, man, exciting shit. And one of our callers says he's a friend of Bruce Jingles. We're going to let him on anyway because he's from California. What up, Joshua?
Oh. Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on, Rob?
Dude, does that mean you're a comedian? Are you, like, right there beside Bruce in the bathroom talking to us? Are you on the cell phone, or...?
No, I'm a decent friend of Bruce. I met him through my friend Bob, but Bruce is a good guy. But I just wanted to call up and show my support and everything, and I'm totally with it. And what I do for a living is I'm a DJ and a manager. And for a long time, ever since I moved out here to California, I mean, being from New York, when I first came out here and I got my medical card, dude, the first thing that I said is like, holy fucking shit, this is one of the greatest things I've ever experienced in my life, you know?
Yeah, they ain't got that shit in New York, fella.
And, now that I'm out here in California, knowing people like Bruce Jingles and, working with a lot of people in the music industry, I would like to, try and organize something like your buddy was saying how Cypress Hill is going to be doing like a legalizing tour. I'd like to maybe join in on something like that, maybe not as big of a scale, but, just to show the support and try and, open up people's minds to, legalization.
Right. That was Steve Bloom, and he has, among other things, celebstoner.com. So that would be awesome. I gotta do my part too. I keep hoping someone's gonna like hand me shit and say, hey, guess what? I'm a publicist for just this thing, and I can set you up with a bunch of interviews and shit. But that's not happening so much. And I got a lot more to give, so I'm going to do what I can on my own, too. So.
And I got your back, too, Rob.
What's that, Bruce Jingles, motherfucker?
I got your back, too, Rob.
Right on, dude. Sabu?
Fuck you, asshole.
Hey, by the way, are you going to go see that movie with all the fucking, with all the tough guys in it?
You.
What's that? Oh, the one, yeah. Yeah, is that out yet?
No, it's out next week.
That's in a couple of weeks.
It's got everything in it but a plot, dude.
Well, when you have that many big name actors, you don't really need a plot, man. It's just going to be murder and mayhem, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever. Bruce Jingles texting me saying you got to go. Tag out, motherfucker. You got your phone on. By the way, I lost my switchboard again, Nikki. So any job? But hi, Bruce, you're at the Improv on Melrose tonight, and you're doing a teenager show.
Yeah, there's some like camp that comes here every year, and they want to see comedians. I'm like, and the Improv called me. I go, you guys know my material. You sure you want me to do it? Now, yeah, we want you to do it. I was like, all right.
You're not even going to switch it up. You're going to be talking about all that stuff you talk about.
Fuck yeah, dude. These kids got to learn, dude.
All right.
Yeah, Bruce, where's my fucking invite? I didn't hear about this fucking show.
You're not a kid.
So what?
That's because Bruce hung up flyers in the middle school.
Getting my molester on. No, it's they do it for charity every year. So it's
out of here.
All right, I'll call you later. All right, take care, everybody.
Have a good show, Bruce.
That's right, Daddy. Don't let him in. Get over it.
I got Mark from Canada calling, eh? Oh, shit.
Hey.
Hey, Marco. How are you, sir?
Good, buddy. How you doing, Rob? Long time no see, buddy.
Mom for me. Oops, oh, my God, dude. I didn't even fucking... Oh. Who did you do that one, Nikki, or that dude on its own?
That was me. It was an accident.
Okay, all right. Oh, I get it. As soon as And it went on again. As soon as I say it goes out, you go for the switchboard. I get it. Anyway, Marco is, well, he's a writer, and I don't know what all you do, but I met him a while ago in Toronto, and we did an interview. He interviewed me for, well, it wasn't Skunk was it Skunk Magazine? What was it?
It was Skunk Magazine, yeah, it was Skunk.
Oh, okay. And was Seth Fisher the managing editor at the time? Yeah?
Was it Seth? I think so, yeah. Actually, he sent me a little Facebook message and said, sorry you couldn't make it on your show tonight as well.
Oh, okay, cool, because I contacted him separately, and he said he could probably have someone go on, and I didn't put two and two together, but how you doing tonight?
Yeah, no, I'm doing well, very well, man. I'm sorry I missed your last
no.
So I'm glad to be on here now. But yeah, there's a lot of shit going on down here in Canada. Oh, I should say up here for you guys.
Yes, you should, eh?
We got a lot of changes coming up, eh? A lot of changes, eh?
Like, such as? California,
there's a big push, at least, in terms of public support for at least getting us to a decriminalization stage. Certainly we as activists want to see a legalized environment, but sometimes we have to make stepping stones, like you guys notice in some of the states out there. So, we're kind of getting to points where...
you like 2 minutes. I've been on.
Fonzie, Daddy, we can hear you. You're ruining our show, and Marco's pissed.
That's okay, brother. No worries. No worries. But yeah, so yeah, we're gaining a lot of steam on that front.
Fonzie, motherfucker!
Marijuana
hey, Daddy.
Has been gaining big time.
Hey, Fonzie, you got to put the phone away. All right, I got to put Fonzie on mute. I put Fonzie on mute. He's crazy. Well, Marco, down here in the States, we assume that Canada is more marijuana friendly. In fact, several years ago, the rumor was that it was completely legal in Toronto, and that's what people believed. I myself have frequented the, I guess they're not called coffee shops, but whatever the thing is in Vancouver there on Hastings Street, that Blunt Brothers Cafe, and the other one that, whatever, there's that one, one of them burnt down, the other one's still there, whatever, you know what I mean. But anyway, I think the mayor of Vancouver, I believe he is, I've heard him on interviews and stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he's an advocate, but he definitely, I know he doesn't want to extradite Mark Emery, the Prince of Pot, and he thinks that it's ridiculous over seeds. Is it not more friendly up there than it is here?
Well, I gotta admit, for a long time Canada was leading the way, and that was certainly the view from you guys down south. Now, me as an activist, I see it the opposite way. I see California is on the cutting edge. I've been involved in the Toronto scene for about 7 years now, and I see a lot of great things happening in California, and you guys are making big strides over what we are. And we certainly could have had that opportunity, but, politically, we both made a switch. You guys got out of Bush era, we got out of the liberal era into the conservative era. And now it's the total opposite. You guys are drawing away from mandatory minimums, and the conservative government out here is now pushing for mandatory minimums, which would be a first, in relation to those types of specific drug crimes.
Wow.
So for me, I look at California, I look at your issue of the proposition. I myself, I tried to even get to a point where I approached the city of Toronto and tried to get marijuana put on the lowest priority list in terms of the crimes that they attend to specifically. And you guys have that out there all over the place. Out there in Toronto, when I put that out, it went through phase 1, and then after that it was dropped, and nobody contacted me ever again.
Right. Well, two things. One,
guys down south, we're learning from you only because of the political pressure that's going the opposite way now. And you guys with Barack are certainly in a better position than with George Bush there.
Say out again.
Sorry?
Say out again. I just want to hear you say out. It's funny. Come on. Say out.
Out? Say out?
Thank you.
Oh, no, to boot it? Sorry, I was losing you there.
I know. It's a Canadian thing. we think it's funny when you say oot. And you're now, when you say that you're trying to get this law changed or whatever, what does that mean? That means that you're petitioning? Is that how you do it? Or you're attending some meetings, or you're protesting, or what does that exactly mean?
Well, we do a whole collection of things, and it's the exact same thing that you guys have been doing down south for years as well. You know, we do the protesting, we do the petitions, you know, we lobby, we try to get, you know, people like yourself. Certainly, Rob, hell, I wish you were a Canadian citizen, because we don't have many people of, you know, of your stature in the sense of, you know, the celebrity that you are.
The whole
we don't have
fucking show.
many of them out there in Canada. You know, we don't have the people that are out here, you know, joining NORML and joining the different groups that we have out here. So again, you know, I always got to reference back. You guys are on the cutting edge now, you know. But at the same time, you know, I myself, I used to do the protest, the outside protest all the time. For myself, it's all about educating the public now. You know, we've got to go beyond the rah protesting, because that doesn't really educate the public. You know, I've got a meeting with the mayor of the city of Oshawa, which is actually, to reference back, the show where Kurt Angle had the longest lineup for autographs.
Oh, okay, right on. That I just smashed in Coney Island.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
But anyways, so for myself, you know, I've got doctors and lawyers and people that will come out to these community forums where we invite the public out. You know, I try to angle it more towards getting doctors out there, getting lawyers out there, getting police out there, politicians, because realistically, those are the people that we need to convince that prohibition needs to end.
Right, yeah. I've for a long time said I wanted to try to get the doctors at City of Hope on board, even with just medical marijuana, because they don't even use it. They won't even mention it. And their primary patients are cancer patients that are wasting away having every symptom you would think of that cannabis will help, and they don't even mention it. They don't even mention it because it's a dirty word there. Yeah, things got to change. So here's what's interesting.
Program?
What's that, sir?
I said, do you want to hear something disgusting about our medical program?
Yeah, I thought you were going to help me create a program, because we'll talk about that later. Yeah.
There's a backlog so far that generally it takes up to about 6 months for people to actually get authorized to use cannabis. So people with cancer, they're waiting up to 6 months. There's hundreds of people, you know, that are dying, waiting in line to get their exemption before they can even get the legal access, and they die. You know, our program, we only have about 5,700 people throughout all of Canada that have an exemption, and out here we have at least 1 million to 2 million users at absolute max that could use it for medical purposes. You know, this is a program that's been running for 9 years, and we're not even hitting 1% of the people who actually need to use it. So
and how big of a scale is that? Is that in Toronto you're talking about? Only 200 patients?
No, that's all of Canada. All of Canada.
200 patients?
No. There's in terms of
the 200 people have the exempt, so they don't have to wait. Is that what you said?
Oh no, I was
Did
saying
I just
that
fuck everything up?
No, that's okay. There's probably a couple of hundred people that have died waiting to get the actual exemption because it takes so long to get the exemption. So they don't have the access. So they don't get the relief that they need. So again, you know, we're trying to pitch to the government, you know, models that you guys are using down south. You know, because
that's interesting to me, you know, because I just discovered recently that California, because we're such a hugely populated state, has 1/8 of the Americans living in it. So what a strong message that sends to the whole country if California does quit arresting marijuana users, and that's 1/8 of the Americans. That's pretty strong, and I hadn't thought that much outside of that, but it directly affects you in Canada as well, and of course it's gonna be the whole world that I'm not saying they'll immediately follow suit, but they'll definitely be affected. They'll hit the butterfly effect, if nothing stronger, but actually will be pretty strong. All on this vote, the Californians voting will be like something that affects the whole world. So that's pretty significant.
Yeah, and it could, again, like you say, have that butterfly effect for us up above you. You know, for years our politicians have been saying there's no way we can do it because of the way the states would react and the relations that we have with the states. Well, if California passes this, and then it has that trickle-down effect throughout the states, in time, it'll have that effect on Canada. And like you said, the rest of the world as well. You know, we see Europe, they're doing a lot of great things out there. And again, they're, you know, in some respects miles ahead of us. You know, so there's a lot of hope in the future. It's just, you know, it's what I've always found, it's all about waiting for the right time to come along, and when that time comes along, that's when it'll happen. It'll all fall into place.
And isn't it also true that everyone else in the world really wishes deep inside that they were Americans anyway?
Not many of us Canadians, I can tell you that much.
Okay, all right. By the way, the website to learn all about Proposition 19, Control and Tax Cannabis, California 2010, go to taxcannabis.org, and that's where you can learn all about this very important ballot that we're going to be voting on. So people in California, a lot of them will just assume it's going to pass through. They think, oh, yeah, you guys have legalized it, haven't you? Or they think that we're going to. I hope we do, but it's going to take effort. Brittany Ott calling from the 814. I don't know where the hell that is. What up, Brittany?
Oh, my gosh, not much.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
Where's 814?
814 is Pennsylvania.
Okay. Well, Pennsylvania is not very marijuana friendly at all. That's where they had to lure Tommy Chong's. Do I even want to tell that story? I don't want to tell that story. But anyway, yeah. So are you Amish?
No, I'm not Amish.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for calling in. You got something to bring to the topic, or you just wanted to say hi to Fonzie?
I wanted to say hi to everyone, and yeah, just see how everyone was doing, and yeah.
Right on. Everyone's doing good as far as I can tell. We've been covering this topic, educating everybody. A lot of people listen to the archives on the show that aren't listening to it live, so I'm really glad we had such an informative show. Paul Armentano, author of Marijuana is Safer, So Why Are We Driving People to Drink? Possibly the best book ever. Should be required reading, Paul. You're more than appreciated input on the show, and generosity will be very useful to the thousands of wrestling fans that tune in to go, RVD's got a radio show. And I still have people, believe it or not, that email me or whatever and say, oh, cool, I didn't know RVD was marijuana friendly. I don't see how you could not, but whatever, you know, I'm still trying to get the word out there.
I appreciate the plug, and just real quick, because I know Fonzie was on the line, but I did want to say I was at the ECW arena the night he banned the choke slam in about 1995 or so, and the heat was amazing, and there was some great memories of that night. So I
you hear that, Fonzie, Daddy?
Oh, thanks, Daddy. Of course I heard it. I was there live. I'm glad you saw what I saw.
Awesome. All right, we'll get that book. The show's about to end, so I want to make sure I get some things out. Marijuana is Safe, So Why Are We Driving People to Drink is an awesome book. And
I'll buy it tomorrow, Daddy.
You'll understand it if you're in first grade. It's very, very easy to understand. And celebstoner.com is Steve Bloom's website. And very important, taxcannabis.org is where you can learn about Proposition 19, which hopefully we will be voting through. And of course, RobVanDam.com, where you can always keep up with the whole effing show. Thanks, Fonzie and Sabu and everyone for calling in. And Nikki Starr, thanks. And I would say bye, baby, but she's not here. That's cool. Thanks, everybody.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Dance of a needle! Dance of a needle! your dog